Next on stage, we have Christiano Mutua. This is a guy who can actually recite the Bible off-ed, word by word, chapter by chapter. Where there is a comma, it's inserted. There's a full stop, you can feel it. I was telling him backstage that I wish he would consider becoming a pastor. But then oh yes. And then he told me that he would want to do that and still also do the Kenyan Constitution, because he said he also has it off-ed. This is a guy who can recite the whole Constitution from the preamble to the last comma in that Constitution. So on stage, let's appreciate Mutua as he comes to present his citation. Mutua.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Christiano Mutua. And we begin with my presentation with Romans chapter 13, verse 1 and 2. And because the judges said that today we must do something different, I'll go to the Constitution of Kenya. So Romans 13, verse 1 and 2 says, everyone must submit to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has instituted. Therefore, whoever who does not submit to the authorities brings judgment upon himself. That is verse 1 and 2. Now, I want to begin the Constitution of Kenya, which is currently in force, with the Preamble, chapter 1 and 2, and I'll be done. So, the Preamble of the Constitution says, we, the people of Kenya, acknowledging the supremacy of Almighty God of all creation, honoring those who heroically struggled to bring freedom and justice to our land, proud of our ethnic, cultural, and religious diversity, and determined to live in peace and unity as one indivisible sovereign nation, respectful of our environment, which is our heritage, and determined to sustain it for the benefit of our future generation, committed to nurturing and protecting the well-being of the individual, the family, the communities, and nation, recognizing the aspirations of all Kenyans for a government based on essential values of human rights, equality, freedom, social justice, democracy, and the rule of law, exercising our sovereign and inalienable right to determine the form of governance of our country, and having participated fully in making of this Constitution, adopt, enact, and give this Constitution to ourselves and to our future generation. May God bless Kenya. So Article 1, the sovereignty of the people. Clause 1, all sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya and shall be exercised only in accordance with this Constitution. Clause number 2, the people may exercise their sovereign power either directly or through their democratically elected representatives. Clause number 3, the sovereign power under this Constitution is delegated to the following state organs, which shall perform their functions in accordance with this Constitution. A, Parliament and legislative assemblies in the county government. B, national executive and executive structures in the county government. And C, judiciary and independent tribunals. And clause number 4, that the sovereign power of the people is exercised both at the national level and the county level. Article number 2, the supremacy of the Constitution, clause 1. This Constitution is the supreme law of the Republic and binds all state organs and all persons at both levels of government. Clause number 2, no one may claim or exercise state authority except only in accordance with this Constitution. Clause number 3, the validity or legality of this Constitution is not subject to a challenge by or before any court or any other state organ. Clause number 4, any law, including customary law, that is inconsistent with this Constitution is void, to the extent of inconsistency, and any act or omission in contravention of this Constitution is invalid. Clause number 5. The general rules of international law shall form part of the law of Kenya under this Constitution. And the clause number 6, any treaty or convention ratified by Kenya shall form part of the law of Kenya under this Constitution. And finally, Chapter 1, Article number 3 has 2 clauses, which says, Clause 1, every person is obligated to respect, to uphold, and to defend this Constitution. And then clause number 2, any attempt to exercise a government otherwise than in compliance with this Constitution is unlawful. That is the end of Chapter 1. And don't forget, a reminder, I always remind you with this point, you will assist me in finalizing with the Sean. Sawa? You say Sean, for us to go ahead as a and the only way we can secure this millennial generation, it is to give it education. Education is not like prostitution. It is a mental colonization. It is not done by force. You make a person a disease, and then you make a person evaluate. It does not depend on family background condition. It depends with your own determination, prayer, commitment, and your devotion, so that God can change your position.